Hello everybody and welcome back once again. Welcome back to the 2-minute drill, week number 10 of the NFL season. My name is Corbett Thompson. Glad of course you could be here at Lexi.com, or if you're listening, or if you're watching rather, on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Lexi2MD. And week number 10, you know, a couple of interesting games to talk about. So not going to waste much time. We'll run it down right now. Week number 10 of the NFL season. We'll start with Thursday night, as we traditionally do on 2MD. We always start with the Thursday night game if there is one. Haven't had a Thursday night game since opening night, but here we are in week 10, and there will be a Thursday night game from here on out. But Baltimore and Atlanta on Thursday night. The Falcons win that one 26-21 over the Ravens, and I was a bit surprised that the Falcons won this game, even though they were in Atlanta. But Roddy White, a 33-yard touchdown catch with 20 seconds left in the game. And the Falcons actually overcome blowing a 20-7 lead in the fourth quarter in this game and still win it. So the Falcons improved to 7-2, best record in the NFC. Now, the Sunday games, Detroit and Buffalo, and finally the Bills get the job done. They get their first win. Detroit still can't win on the road. Buffalo 14-12 winners here. Fred Jackson, 25 carries, 133 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns. And as for Detroit, it's now 25 straight losses on the road. Meanwhile, Minnesota and Chicago, and, well, this could spell the beginning of the end for Brad Childress. I'm sure you've heard rumors about, you know, whether or not he would keep his job, and, you know, how Ziggy Wolf, you know, the owner of the Vikings, was thinking about firing him and this and that. But anyway, Chicago pasting the Vikings here, 27-13. Now, Brett Favre, some more of the bad Brett Favre, 3 picks in the second half, so he just add 3 more to the number he's already got. Jay Cutler, 2 touchdown passes in this one for the Bears. So quick turnaround for the Bears. They have a Thursday night game coming up against Miami. We'll get to the Dolphins in a minute. But the Jets and Cincinnati, and Cleveland rather, right state, wrong town. Jets and Cleveland, this one went to overtime. Cleveland, boy, I tell you, they're hanging tough to be under 500. But the Jets, 26-20 winners here, with time winding down in OT, 16 seconds left in the game. Santonio Holmes gets a pass from Mark Sanchez, goes 37 yards with it for the winning score. So, second straight overtime win for the Jets. And as a matter of fact, it's the first time in NFL history that a team has won back-to-back overtime games on the road. So the Jets accomplishing that for the first time ever. So congratulations to the New York Jets. Now, Cincinnati and Indianapolis, a closer game than I'm sure most people would have anticipated. Indianapolis winning 23-17 here. And for Indy, the defense, they forced 5 turnovers here. I believe they picked off Carson Palmer 3 times. Kelvin Hayden, a 31-yard interception return for a touchdown to help out the defense for Indy. So the Colts move along at 6-3. Houston and Jacksonville, here's a bit of an upset special. Jacksonville, a 31-24 winner here. Now, for the Jags, Mike Thomas, a 50-yard touchdown catch on the final play of the game. This was more or less a Hail Mary that David Garrard just threw up there, and it was actually, I tell you what, it's actually knocked down. The pass was actually knocked down in the end zone from Houston, but went right into the hands of Mike Thomas, and so David Garrard gets a miracle, 24-31, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns, and for Houston, a painful and devastating and their 3rd straight loss. So I tell you what, I mean, that's how seasons turn around. You know, you figure Jacksonville's kind of floundering around at 4-4, and this could turn their season completely upward, whereas for Houston, as I said, just a devastating loss for the Texans. Tennessee and Miami. Weird game here in that Miami wins at 29-17. Now, 3 quarterbacks went down in this game. 2 of them belong to Miami. Chad Pennington, who replaced Chad Henne as the starting quarterback, he gets hurt. Chad Henne comes in, he gets hurt, so they're down to their 3rd-string quarterback, Tyler Thigpen, and he had to finish the game. Anthony Fasano, 5 catches for 107 yards, despite the quarterback, confusion. 107 yards for the touchdown for Fasano. So Miami will be looking for a quarterback this week. I was just watching NBC where they were talking about Chris Sims and this thing and that thing, but we'll see what they do. As for Tennessee, Randy Moss only had 1 catch in this game in his first game as a Titan for 26 yards. Kerry Collins started this game for Tennessee. He left with an injury. Vince Young had to come in. So there you have that. Carolina and Tampa Bay. Now the Buccaneers 31-16 winners here. Josh Freeman 241 yards with a pair of touchdowns. Well, Garrett Blount had the other one. He had 91 yards on the ground with the score. So Tampa moves to 6-3, coming back from that loss to Atlanta. Kansas City and Denver. Now the Broncos, I don't know if the Broncos, I don't anyone expected the Broncos to put up 49, but they did. 49-29 winners here over the Chiefs. Now, highest point total for Denver since 1963 when they put up 50 on the Chargers. Kyle Orton, 296 yards with 4 touchdowns. Knowshon Moreno, 22 carries, 106 yards. The first career 100-yard game for him, so Denver in a romp there. Seattle and Arizona, the Seahawks walk away 36-18 here. Mike Williams, 11 catches, 145 yards. Matt Hasselbeck, who comes back, first game back off an injury, 22-34, 333 yards. With a touchdown, in Arizona has now lost 4 straight. Dallas and the Giants, and I could sit here as a Giant fan and rant to you for 10 minutes about how this is inexcusable, which it was, and how the Giants didn't show up, which they didn't. And, you know, Dallas jumped out to a big lead early, 19-3, and never looked back. I'm pretty sure it was not that it matters, but anyway, Dallas, first win under Jason Garrett. John Kitna, who the Giants should have never lost to John Kitna. But anyway, 327 yards, 3 touchdowns. Des Bryant had 104 yards with a touchdown. And so Dallas, 2-7 now. And this was the game that worried me the most as a Giant fan, in that you had a new head coach coming in. Jerry Jones, was talking a lot about, kicking butt and taking names, and and you just didn't know what to expect from the Cowboys here. I knew as a Giant fan, this game scared me because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what Cowboy team was going to show up, and sure enough, we saw which one. And of course, the Giants didn't help, shooting themselves in the foot left and right. And but this is the type of game that historically the Giants will lose when they know they're supposed to win. But like I said, I could spend 10 minutes alone on that. I won't bother. St. Louis and San Francisco, the 49ers, 23-20 winners here in OT. Troy Smith, 17 of 28, 356 yards with a touchdown. Joe Nedney, a 29-yard field goal in OT to win it. And this does this put San Francisco back in the race now? In a well, not exactly sparkling NFC West. So, the Niners are at least still on life support, if you want to call it that. And then the Sunday night game, New England and Pittsburgh, 39-26. New England wins it here. Tom Brady, 30 of 43, 350 yards, 3 touchdown passes, all to one guy, Rob Gronkowski. And Brady becomes the second ever to throw 300-plus yards against the Steelers in 3 straight games. Brian Sipe did it back in the late 70s, early 80s. And speaking of Rob Gronkowski, 5 catches, 72 yards. He had the 3 touchdowns. He was one of 3 receivers with over 70 yards. So, or he's a tight end, but you know what I mean. But I tell you what, of course, you still have the Monday night game with Philly and Washington in the NFC East. But so from a personal standpoint, I'm ticked off. But as far as the schedule as a whole, obviously another good week of games. So as we get closer and closer to Thanksgiving, and maybe Atlanta starts to separate themselves a little bit in the NFC. We'll see. You got New England and the Jets, kind of log jammed at the top in the AFC among some other teams. Pittsburgh losing tonight, so maybe some separation there as well. So we'll find out in the next week or two exactly what happens. But in the meantime, thanks to you guys once again at 2minutedrill.lexi.com or on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lexi2MD, or if you're even watching on YouTube as well. So until Thursday night or Thursday afternoon, my name is Corbett Thompson. Thanks a lot. Good night. Godspeed. Thanks for listening to 2MD.